there, welcome to another exciting edition of Almond Finance and Wealth Report, your one-stop shop for all the latest happenings in the world of insurance. My name is Lucy Olugbe. Welcome. On our lineup this week, first we join Faith and our guest, Ms. Prisca Suarez, the immediate past Secretary General of the African Insurance Organization, AIO, on the CEO rendezvous for the continuation of their exclusive session where they discussed a wide range of issues that affect not just the AIO, but the insurance sector on the continent. Speaking during the interview, Ms. Suarez stated that governments must create an enabling environment for micro-insurance development on the continent as it remains a vehicle to lift millions of people out of poverty. Take a listen.
Support they're getting with regards to the regulatory framework for microinsurance is inadequate. So I think there is need for government to help to put in that the enabling environment for companies to be able to write microinsurance. Fine, I mean, it's not everybody who's going to. Some companies could specialize in microinsurance, while you could also have maybe the big companies doing microinsurance as well. You know, they certainly need the support of government to be able to do that. And I think if we can get our governments to understand the importance of microinsurance, then I believe that we should get the kind of support that is required.
On this edition also, we'll bring you a rerun of highlights from WICA Reinsurance presentation of office equipment to the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, CIIN, in commemoration of their 10th anniversary. On hand to receive the generous gifts were the president of the institute and his team. Here are some sound bites from those present at the event. Take a listen.
So I'm challenging WICA to CIIN is open. This is a field in which we must play actively and we'll continue to solicit for partners. How do we get our people to understand what insurance is all about?
It is our fervent hope that this equipment will go a long way to improving the working condition of both staff and visitors to the Secretariat.
I will also like to commend WICA for their commitment to CSR. This is a great point which many organizations don't really pay attention to. We are giving back to where we are getting. It's a great attribute, and I pray that we'll be able to continue with this attribute in our company.
These and many more are on the lineup this week, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Details in just a moment. Please stay with us.
What takes your anxiety away?
Access to medical care without financial constraint.
Assurance of a cover for my car and I.
Keeping my family protected despite my low income.
Knowing that my goods are secured while in transit.
Not having to worry about the pain and the bills at the same time.
Having my investment secured.
No matter what safety means to you, we provide you with a covering to keep you and all that matters to you safe.
Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC. Anxiety away. Value assured.
Okay, ma'am. On the balance, would you say the insurance industry on the continent is better off with or without the AIO? Because you still find that most countries, member countries, it's not all insurance companies that are members of the AIO. So on the balance, would you say they are better off with or without the AIO?
I would say definitely better off with the AIO. There are a lot of benefits that companies or members, can get from being members of the AIO. Yes, while I was there, we did a lot, we embarked on membership drive. There are various reasons why some companies maybe are reluctant to join, or perhaps, the decision, some may want to join, but if they belong to a group, for instance, the decision is made by, from the main company. So, and then sometimes too, people are maybe looking at, oh, we're paying this, but what was felt at one point was that, you needed to show members, or people, companies, that there is benefit to being part of AIO. I mentioned that we've organized capacity building programs, and we've done this in areas that are important, that we are important to the industry. In 2009, there was a finance seminar that focused on international financial reporting standards as affect insurance, and that was open to all members. And when we organize these conferences, we get sponsorship sometimes from international organizations. In that particular case, the World Bank supported us, and then AIO also funds, because what we do, people, those who come, to make it attractive, they're only paying maybe just $100 for logistics, moving them from airport or from hotels, So they don't pay much, but there's that benefit. If you had to go and pay for that kind of training, also would be, and will cost you a lot more. Then we organized training also on risk-based supervision when this was 2017, because a lot of companies, the IAIS, was going in that direction, wanted insurers to go in that direction. So, there's that. When we carry out studies, for instance, I think it's 6 years ago, we started the African Insurance Barometer, which I understand from last year now was changed to African Insurance Pulse. There was the barometer, which was an AIO project, which gives perspectives on the insurance market in Africa. And I found after about 3 years or so that it had actually become a reference point, because you go to any of the search engines looking for data on African insurance, you would get on the barometer. And this is given out to members free of charge. So we have that kind of support. We did quite a lot to encourage microinsurance, and we got the support of Access to Insurance Initiative in 2011 to organize a capacity building program on, mainly then for on setting up regulatory framework for microinsurance, because as at that time, no country in Africa had regulation. South Africa was working on it then, but even 5 years down the line, they hadn't come up with it. But I think about 2 years or so after that, CIMA, which is the regulatory body for the Francophone bloc, they came up with regulation. So, and when we did that, we didn't actually just, we opened it to non-members, because we realized that this was something that was important for the continent. So all supervisory authorities, were, they were eligible to attend. So there's some of those things, and then you find that some of those seminars or training programs that are maybe sponsored by the World Bank. I know that the World Bank, for instance, has some country-specific programs, but then there are times when they prefer to work with a group. And so, when we work with the World Bank on, microinsurance or agricultural insurance development, those are, benefits that members get, which might have been difficult for them to get if they didn't belong to the AIO.
Okay, now, good, I think you mentioned microinsurance. Over the years, I do know that the AIO and even individual countries have made efforts at developing microinsurance. But you still find, if you compare the level of development of microinsurance on the continent of Africa compared to maybe places like India, for example, even Indonesia, you find that we're still far behind. So my question is, what do you think is responsible for the low impact of microinsurance on the continent?
I think to some extent it might be fear of the unknown. I remember that when Nigeria started agricultural insurance, a lot of companies were skeptical about it, and they felt, okay, this is something that maybe is risky. And so it was only the national insurance company that would go into it. People wouldn't go into it readily. So that could be one of the factors responsible. And the efforts that AIO has been making are geared towards this to encourage the uptake of microinsurance. And like a microinsurance working group was set up around 2012, comprising 12 members from different countries that either have made progress in microinsurance or are interested. And this is being supported by the ILO. And the idea is to share knowledge, because the more people know about it, when you learn what other markets have done, then the easier it would be for others to want to join, because microinsurance is a growth driver, and because so many of our population, a large percentage of our populations, they are the low-income earners, and they cannot afford insurance, but they need insurance, and so microinsurance is like providing for them insurance services in a simplified and inexpensive form. And I believe that if microinsurance grows, then these people are taken beyond that level where they are at, and then if they've benefited from insurance, then it wouldn't be difficult to get them to buy the traditional insurance. So I think a lot still needs to be done to encourage insurance practitioners to take up microinsurance.
Okay, Ma, sorry to cut into you, though. I do know that some time ago I had this conversation that tilted towards the development of microinsurance, especially in Nigeria. And one of my takeout from what he said was, until governments on the continent make specific or take specific steps towards encouraging insurance practitioners to look at microinsurance as providing service or a means to lifting people out of poverty, that the efforts towards developing microinsurance on the continent will just be going round in circles. Because he gave an example of NAIC, the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, for example, that it took government taking that first step to establish NAIC. Of course, today you have private companies providing agricultural insurance, but I just want your thoughts on that.
No, I think that is correct. Probably you'd hear quite a lot of different market insurance, markets on the continent say that the support they're getting with regards to the regulatory framework for microinsurance is inadequate. So I think there is need for government to help to put in that the enabling environment for companies to be able to write microinsurance. Fine, I mean, it's not everybody who's going to. Some companies could specialize in microinsurance, while you could also have maybe the big companies doing microinsurance as well. They certainly need the support of government to be able to do that. And I think if we can get our governments to understand the importance of microinsurance, then I believe that we should get the kind of support that is required.
Okay, Ma. Apart from South Africa, Kenya, Egypt, and a few others, the challenge of low insurance awareness and penetration is huge on the continent. What do you think is responsible, and what can be done to turn the tide beyond just rhetoric?
Yes, we need to go beyond rhetorics. There are several factors. Some are external to the insurance industry, that is, because in a lot of cases, socio-economic stability or instability affects the business. Then, and I suppose coming from that is the fact that the issue of low disposable incomes, it prevents people from writing insurance. I mean, from taking up insurance. People would be more interested in having a roof over their heads, putting food on the table, you know, before they can think of insurance. So there is that aspect. But there's also, lack of financial literacy. Most people do not know the benefits of insurance. I was happy to hear your program on radio the other day. I didn't know it was something that's been running for a long time. Waiting insurance, they do. I mean, you've brought it down to the level of the ordinary man on the street so that they can understand. The average man on the street does not trust insurers.
True.
They don't have any confidence in insurance. So a lot needs to be done to educate them. A lot needs to be done about public enlightenment to make them aware of the benefits of insurance. So that is one aspect. The part of there is unhealthy competition. It's been going on for a long time. It's not only in Nigeria, it's general in Africa, in most parts of Africa. Companies are competing on price rather than on service or products. And this cannot continue. Rates are always going down. Well, I think recently I heard that maybe rates are kind of stabilizing, but it remains to be seen. So, you know, there's that competition which we need to do something about. Then there's also skills shortage. The insurance sector needs improved to get, you know, they need to get skilled staff for there to be able to be innovation, because we need to innovate and to develop new products, because we cannot continue to you know, just do the same thing. We need to innovate. We've seen that, in fact, this COVID pandemic, I think, has shown something, that the importance of digitization. We've been talking about this for some time. In fact, just so that it doesn't remain like rhetorics, as you said, in 2019, we organized a training on digitization, which was handled for us by Munich Re of South Africa. You know, just so as to prepare. And you can see now that in this period of the pandemic, the companies that have done well are those ones that have digital or online distribution channels. Yes, so it's key, it's highly key for the insurance sector to leverage on technology. It's very important. We need to do that. And insofar as like competition is concerned, I think we need to also tap into there's a growing middle class in Africa, and I mean that continues, and obviously they're going to acquire property and things. We need to tap into that, and improve on like the personal lines insurances, for instance. I think there are opportunities, although there are challenges, and we need to do something about the skill. We need to train people, because it may not be possible or easy to get skilled manpower out there. If there was out there, I don't think this situation would be there. So the insurance sector has to make conscious effort, or they have to make concerted effort on that to make sure that they develop their manpower.
All right, welcome back. Moving on, we now bring you highlights from WICA presentation of office equipment to the CIIN as part of activities to mark their 10th anniversary. The leadership of the Institute said that the donations were not just timely, but what the Institute needed at the moment. Happy viewing.
WICA Reinsurance Corporation is the 7th largest reinsurance company in sub-Saharan Africa as at 1st of July 2020, according to global rating giant AM Best. Incorporated in Sierra Leone in 2011, the company has strived to live up to its billing through a concerted dedication to strong market growth and significant regional socio-economic upliftment. Kickstarting activities to mark its 10th anniversary, the board, management and staff of WICA Re recently made a lavish donation of office equipment to the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, CIIN. On hand to receive the generous donations from the WICA Re team was the President and Chairman of Council of CIIN, Sir Muftau Oyegule. Welcoming guests to the brief ceremony, Sir Oyegule implored the WICA Re team to partner with the Institute to increase insurance penetration in Nigeria.
The biggest challenge we face in West Africa today, particularly Nigeria, is insurance penetration. It's a big issue. I was with the commissioner about 3 weeks ago. We were sitting across the room, and I said, with the pandemic, before we were even struggling to do this insurance penetration, the pandemic has drastically cut down on the possibility of movements. But it is a campaign we cannot stop, because until our people appreciate and understand and are ready to patronize insurance companies, all of us are not there yet. So what do we do? So I'm challenging WICA Re to CIIN is open. This is a field in which we must play actively, and we'll continue to solicit for partners. How do we get our people to understand what insurance is all about?
Delivering the opening address on behalf of the Group Managing Director of WICA Re, Mr. Biola Ekundayo, Mr. Steve Ojugo, Regional Director, said that the company believes in the values and ideas of CIIN and will continue to support the Institute.
Over these years, WICA Re has been involved in several initiatives aimed at always giving back to the industry we serve at our various regional locations. Specifically, on this all-important milestone of our 10th year anniversary, we initiated our annual CSR project of an essay competition with the theme, Practical Solutions to Natural Disasters in West Africa. This competition is currently ongoing, and we will be supporting the winning project with up to $100,000. Also, the winner of the essay will become WICA Re's Goodwill Ambassador for 1 year and will get a cash award of $5,000.
From its humble beginning in 2011, WICA Re has recorded very strong financial growth in its operations. The company's gross written premium stood at over $103 million as of December 2020 financial year, which represents a compound annual growth rate of 122%. With the speeches taken, the official presentation of the office equipment was made to CIIN.
We dedicate the computer and the ACs and all the items donated in the name of God the Father,
Amen.
God the Son,
Amen.
God the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
That's our time on the program this week. Many thanks for spending your time with us. If you missed any part of it, please check out our YouTube channel, Almond Finance TV. You can also see other exciting episodes. You can drop your inquiries, comments, or suggestions using any of our social media platforms. Don't forget to join us on our flagship radio program, Waiting Insurance They Do Safe, every Wednesday by 9:45 a.m. live on Nigeria FM 102.7, powered by Nicom. My name is Lucy Olugbe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.